Hello shooters, I'm back at the range today at Tinsley Park Shooting Club to assess some more pellets from iHunter. We've got a 2.2 and a 177, which appears to be a hunter type pellet. It's a pointed pellet, but it's also got ridges around the top, so whether that will affect the seating in the breech, I don't know. And the other one is a 177 Wadcutter. Now the Wadcutter, that's got a crimped skirt, and if you realise Wadcutters, they are designed for 10 metres. I will be shooting it 20 yards today, just to see how the groupings start off with, and we'll take it from there. Now the tins themselves are pretty good. They're almost like a tobacco tin, but not as thick, and they come on the lids. They actually slide open to gain access to the pellet. So it's quite a nice fancy tin. So what I've got today, I've got the Brocock Concepts in 177 and the Aerons S200 in 2.2. What I've done as a benchmark, the 2.2 I am using the JSB Exact Jumbos at 15.89 grains, and on the Brocock Concept I'm using the Quangyong Sports Chinese 177 pellets, because I know these pellets shoot good out of the rifle on both rifles, so I'm using those two as a benchmark, and we'll see how the others compare to them. Probably a bit unfair in one respect because they are the best pellets, but you know, that's the way to do it really. Weather conditions today, it is freezing. As you all know, this last week we've had good weather, but with the open skies, no cloud, it's been cold in the mornings but nice in the day. As far as the wind goes, I don't think we've got any at the moment, so it's ideal conditions, so we'll get on with the test. Okay, so as I explained earlier, as a benchmark I'm going to put the Chinese QIS pellets through it, so get the group, and then we'll go on to testing the actual iHunter pellets. So this will be the benchmark test. I'm going to fire 6 shots, because it's a 6-shot magazine. So that's 6 shots. The red circle's about a 5 piece size, just to give you some idea. Right, I will start off with the iHunter hunting pellets by the looks of these. These are the quite a point on these. Let's see how they perform. Different rifles, different barrels. Now what might shoot well out of this might not shoot well out of another rifle and vice versa. Also, a springing rifle can shoot pellets differently to a pre-charge, so this is only one result. So just because it's not shooting well out of this doesn't mean that it won't shoot well out of anything else. All you can do is test it. What I'll do, I'll put a new target up. That'd be a good idea. Okay, so most of them have gone through a 1/4 inch group. It looked at the biggest really. Press targets up, we'll see how it goes. Now, I've not got to wait for these, so I'll have to take them home and I'll put them on the scales and see what the average weight is. Now they are a heavier pellet, looking at them, so dropped a bit and it is firing to the right. That's a big fly, that one. Not too good. I'll give it one more chance and put another 6 through it. I think what might have an effect on this is the rim around the head of the pellet. It's not a good idea to put rims on pellets really. As you all know, the best pellets are the shuttlecock shape and smooth. No gimmicky bits on them. There are some exceptions, but that's normally what happens. I mean, there are some that shoot really good, but I'd say there's no wind at all. So that's not affecting this lateral movement. Through this barrel it's not shooting good at all. That's all I can say really. It's a shame. I'd like to say better, but not through this barrel. So what I'll do now, I'll put another target up there and I will fire the wadcutters. Now with the wadcutters, what I intend to do, I'll shoot at 20, then I'll bring it into 10 yards because that's what these are designed to shoot at. Well, 10 metres, which is 11 yards. But we'll see. Now flathead pellets, they're designed to cut a nice little hole in the target, that's what they're designed for. But as an extra, they also do well in close range rat shooting because the flathead gives it a massive dump of energy. A bit like a squash head round on an anti-tank missile squash head, it will just flatten itself out on the target and then smashes the inside of the tank. It all splinters apart, but same sort of thing. Okay, so go up there and I'll change the target for a fresh one. Yeah, so there's 12 shots at that. We've got 4 that I can see within about half an inch, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4 flyers, and they've gone to the right. What a shame. I'd like to say better on the group, but not through my pre-charge. Maybe Springer might be different, I don't know. Okay, now the turn of the Wadcutters at 20 yards. That's 6. Yeah, give it another 6. Now that group is tighter than the last. But at 20 it looks like it is opening up, so after I've fired this 6, I'll bring the target forward to 10 metres, what it's designed for. So there might be a good 10 metre practice pellet. Say these are flatheads, almost semi concaved, but they have got an actual crimp around the skirt. Right, like I say, I'll bring it forward to 10, 11 yards and we'll take it from there, see how they do at 11 yards. It's a better group, you're looking at about an inch there. And that one dropped off, so I'll top the rifle up as well. Okay, I've moved the target into 10 metres or 11 yards. See how it goes. Right, 12 shots fired. Well, it's got 6 shots going through a group. Then we've got 6 flies. Don't make sense. Now if it was all like the ones at the 5 o'clock position from the red, that'd be great, but not too happy about the ones that's flying all over the place. Well, that's the iHunter Wadcutters. So now I'll move on to the 2-2 and see if that's any better. Yep, you got 6 through that little hole there. That's, I'd say, 1/8 of an inch. But then you got 6. So what is causing that? I don't know. Okay, we've now gone on to the 2-2 using the Air Arms S200 Mark 1. As a benchmark test again, I'll be using the GSP Exact Jumbos at 15.89 grains, and then we'll move on to the iHunters. So that's 10 shots from the GSPs, as expected, shooting really well. Air Arms do well out of this one as well. In fact, most pellets do, so see how these do. Straight off, I'm loading these pellets in and they're a tight fit, so just based on that it's going to make a difference, and that's all down to the rimmer and the head. It's not a good thing to do. I don't know why they do it. It's anything that, plus they're so long as well. They do fit in the magazine, but you've got to make sure that they're not sticking through too far. Quite a pronounced pointed head on it. Don't bode well, to put it that way. I'm not even fired one yet. Hopefully it will surprise me. Put a fresh target up and we'll start the test. As I expected, about a 1/4 inch group there from the JSBs at 20 yards. Okay then, let's get down to business. "20 yards. Well, that looked promising. Finally we've got a pellet that's shooting alright. Not as good as the JSBs, but a lot better than the others. Okay, so that's the iHunter hunting pellets in 2.2. Like I say, what I will do, I will take them home, weigh them, see what kind of weight they are. Probably even put them through the chronograph as well. Okay then, thanks for watching. That's 3 more pellets from the iHunter brand, and the last one is probably the best one out of the 3. Yeah, definitely the best group. Probably 1/2 inch there. If I had a flyer up there, that could have been me pulling the shot. But in 2.2, they're not too bad actually. At 20 yards, I mean, take it further out, it might, well, it's going to open up, but Yeah, it's definitely a kill zone at 20 yards anyway. Okay, I've decided to do one more video using the 2.2 iHunter hunter pellets, it's pointed pellets, at 25 yards and see how we get on with this. I saw these targets at kill zones targets, so I'll have a go at this one. Okay, so that was the iHunter pointed pellets at 25 yards. You must make sure that the pellets are seated right, so good idea to use a biro because you can get some jams, which I did there. But I mean, they're all kill zone at 25 yards, so that is a decent backup pellet there. Not the best, but a pellet that will get the job done.